What is up, ladies and germs? This is episode 14 of the PigSkinsJunkies. I'm your boy Roy. That's your boy Arlo.
Special guest,
Terry
Terry
Bradshaw.
Bradshaw.
We had a bunch of good games, 3 upsets, and a couple of stinkers, but we gonna get into it.
What game do you want to start off with?
Let's start off with Monday night.
Monday
The
night.
Vikings and Eagles, because
Well,
that's the hot topic issue right now. I'll let Arlo go first.
I'm drinking water. You go for it.
All right. So I had Eagles winning this one off our record prediction. I think Arlo did too.
No, I had the Vikings.
You had Vikings?
Mm-hmm.
So Arlo doubted his sleeper team of the year. And off topic, Arlo's 2 sleepers, 2-0. Well, mine are shitting the bed. But anyways, yeah, Kirk Cousins, 2-10 in Monday Night Football. Kind of forced it to Jefferson a lot. Gave Darius Slay some easy picks.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins looked terrible, but the Eagles defensive coordinator dialed up some serious blitzes.
Yeah, Jonathan Gannon, I think. He doesn't really run blitz. He doesn't really dial up blitzes, but he was stunning the house.
Well, you got Kirk Cousins that is terrible in prime time. He's 10 for 18 prime time, 2-10 Monday Night Football. Whenever he's in the big light games, he can't win anything to save his life. He's got probably one of the best on paper skill position room. He's got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Irv Smith. He's got Dalvin Cook, and 7 points out of, I think it was like 5 red zone drives. I think he threw 3 interceptions, or was it 4? Threw 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Yeah, I mean, I understand he's dialing up pressure, but you're in the red zone at least, I think it was like 5 times. If they just took field goals rather than coming away with no points, they would have been in the game. And then to top it off, Dalvin Cook, I think he had like 10,
shut down.
14 yards rushing. No, he had 6 attempts, 17 yards rushing. Adam Thielen had 7 targets, 4 receptions. Justin Jefferson had 12 targets, 6 receptions, 48 yards. Darius Slay was on him like crazy.
This is what the Packers should have done that first game. Instead of playing heavy zone, you should have just had Jair Alexander lock up Jefferson in man coverage and shadow him the whole game.
I think they was trying to. I think they was more focused on offense, trying to like adjust without Devontae Adams in the offense. Because if you've seen with the Bears, they were more run heavy, more Aaron Jones, more AJ Dillon, opening up the man-to-man on the crossers to like Randall Cobb, getting Christian Watson on the sweeps. But Vikings were fucking terrible. They played awful. Eagles looked ridiculously good. Like my sleeper pick that they were going to win the division. They're 2-0. Kirk Cousins, I think all-time record. I think he's 60. I think he's either 60 for 60-1 or 30 for 30-1. But the dude is literally the definition of mediocre. It's fucking insane.
It's just so weird how someone could be that good in like 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. games and completely stink it when he plays the primetime games.
It's because the lights get too big for him.
The lights shine bright.
Because at 10 a.m., there's not that many eyes on him. It's just going to be like Minnesota fans or whoever they're playing. So when it comes down to that, I guess there's less pressure on him. I don't know what it is. But even in Washington, he was terrible. He's got a better team now. He's terrible. He's got a solid head coach. I think he was the OC for the Rams, right?
Kevin O'Connell? Yeah, OC for the Rams. McVay tree.
So, I don't know. Against the Packers, I don't know if it was because Kirk sucks, which he does, or that maybe week 1 was a fluke. Maybe the Packers wasn't ready and the Vikings were just average.
And what Aaron Rodgers said is true is that week 1 they always struggle, and then not to worry about it.
I mean, that's true. Last year versus the Saints, they looked horrendous, and then what? They go to playoffs. Rodgers MVP. So I don't know, but for the Vikings, if they're in another Monday Night Football game again, I would probably bet the house against Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, like it was weird too, because like what I noticed watching that game was that Ed Donatel, their defensive coordinator, stayed in two deep safeties a lot, and then everyone knows if you have 2 deep safeties, run the ball, and then that's what the Eagles did, and like some good runs into that game, and they sucked in the run last year. Besides Jalen Hurts,
I mean, they did suck in the run last year. Like I said in my prediction video when I took the Eagles as the sleeper pick, the fans were chanting "run the ball." Now it looks like they're a total different team when it comes to running the ball, but that's probably because AJ Brown added the dynamic to the outside. Now you also got Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Goddard, all weapons, so you can't
Les
really.
Watkins.
Yeah, so Rager's gone. Eagles look great. The Vikings are fucking terrible. Oh, maybe not the Vikings. Kirk Cousins sucks.
The Vikings aren't terrible. I said they could still be a playoff team, but it's just like
wild card is the furthest they go.
Exactly, because like Kirk is probably gonna shit the bed.
Always does. But if they can, even if Kirk does shit the bed in prime time, why is Dalvin Cook non-existent?
Yeah, that's true. Like for some reason, it seems like O'Connell is going very pass heavy, and like Dalvin Cook's not a trash running back, so like I don't know why you didn't try to get him a little bit more involved.
I mean, I can't blame him for going pass heavy. You got Adam Thielen, you got Justin Jefferson. You could get Dalvin Cook on a screen, but I don't know if the run game isn't there. Nothing's going to be there.
Exactly, because everyone knows in that offense, run sets up the pass.
I think it proved that with a solid corner like Darius Slay, you can lock down Justin Jefferson no matter what.
I don't think it's just that too. I think, like I said earlier, I think Cousins forced it to Jefferson a lot. Like even when he wasn't even open. Like I get he has trust in him, but like you also have another good number 2 in Thielen who used to like terrorize people.
Yeah, but he's still, I think in his 30s now, no?
Yeah, but he's not washed up in my opinion. He had 12 touchdowns last year. He didn't get the yards, but he was getting the touchdowns. So I feel like Kirk probably needs to get. I think Thielen needs to get a little bit more involved.
Now here's the thing: it was 21-7, right? Final.
Yeah. Was it 21-7?
No, 27-7.
Oh, 27-7.
So you get a blocked field goal,
and you're in perfect field position.
Good field position. Don't do anything. Throw an interception. You get an interception from I think your defensive lineman. I think the edge rusher.
Jordan Hicks, I think.
He took it all the way down to around the 5 or the 10. Interception. You throw another interception that was, I think midfield. Not counting. So that's what? 2 touchdowns. That's 21. Let's say they just take field goals.
It would have been a game. It would have been at least a game.
It would have been a game. And I don't know. Kirk Cousins sucks, dude.
Arlo's a little bit upset because he betted money on the Vikings.
Bro, I don't know why. I shouldn't have never done that. I should have just rolled my Eagles.
Obviously, with my overall record pick, this is why I don't bet.
I mean, mine's not that much better, but fucking dude, I don't know. All the statistics against the spread was in the Vikings' favor, and they shat the bed. I had notes of it, but I threw it away after that game.
All right.
Let's move on.
You want to touch on, or you want to move on to the next game that we're about to choose?
Kirk Cousins is mediocre. That's all. Tua versus the Ravens.
All right, we got to get into this because I was watching. I had 3 screens up, and I was watching that on the iPad, and that was a crazy game.
Tua threw 6 touchdowns.
469.
Bro.
And do you want to go on this first, or you want me to start off on this?
You could go for it.
All right. So I think start of the fourth, 35-14. They're down that much, I think. And then you have a quarterback who people say don't have the greatest deep ball, or like it has, and yet you have a coach that kept dialing up deep plays for a quarterback that doesn't really throw deep that well. So what does that say? Like I like aggressive coaches that like, even though like that just trust their QB to go for it, and that is what McDaniels pretty much did. Yes, Ravens kind of blew some coverages because when you're that much, just play prevent. Let them get all the underneath stuff. Don't matter.
So like I said, they were my AFC sleeper, right? And what did I say? It's going to be a track meet. It's not going to be easy to cover Hill, Waddle, Gesicki, running backs, even Mostert. He could tear you apart if he hits the edge and you don't get him there, he's gone. We've seen him do that multiple times in San Francisco against the Packers, and he dropped like 200 yards on them in the playoffs. So I don't know. Lamar did play good.
Lamar had a great game.
Lamar had a good game.
He did whatever he can to help them win that game.
Yeah,
so another good week. Playing for a max contract. No slander.
No, I can't fault Lamar for that. That's a defense.
That's a defense fault.
But hey, Mike McDaniels might be a better coach. Yeah,
I mean, Miami's 2-0 right now. They're leading the AFC East.
No, I don't think they're, because the Bills are 2-0 as well.
Yeah, but I think because beat the Pats the first game of the year, so they got the division because they beat a divisional opponent. They got the first place.
Yeah, okay, I see that. Well, while we're talking about AFC East, the Bills are not.
Let me just say one more thing about that Miami Ravens game.
Yeah, go for it.
Tyreek Hill almost 200 yards. Waddle 170. Both got touchdowns, and Gesicki had that nice touchdown where he went up to get it. I don't know about that gritty, but the touchdown was nice.
That wasn't a gritty. That was a
flop. That was a griddle.
He looked like he was just high stepping.
Exactly. All right, let's go to Bills and Titans. Go
Bills.
ahead, Arlo.
They're an offensive juggernaut, dude. You can't stop them. At back-to-back weeks, Stephon Diggs dropped more than 140 yards, 3 touchdowns. But here's the thing, though. Okay, the fucking Titans don't have the best defense, but the first game he terrorized Jalen Ramsey. So you can't say that he's just doing it on nobodies. He terrorized Jalen Ramsey, terrorized the fucking Titans. The Bills do not punt the ball. They punted once, and it was a muff. So I don't know what to say. Pretty bad injury. Tremaine Edmonds went for the late hit, took his teammate out, bent his neck backwards.
Got carted off.
Yeah, hopefully he recovers quick. But other than that, Bills look good. Everybody gets the ball. Everybody. It don't matter who you are. Gilman got a touchdown. Diggs got 3. Dawson Knox got some receptions. When Gabriel Davis comes back from his injury, he's going to score touchdowns. Jamison Crowder's probably going to get at least 5 this year. So the Bills are insane. I actually put a bet on them before the season starts that Josh Allen might win MVP, and it was like plus 450. So I'll probably win about $500 because I didn't put that much on it, but I'm very confident in that. Titans look like they're in shambles. They can't stop anything. They miss AJ Brown. Ridiculous. And AJ Brown back to the Eagles. He's dropping a 100-yard game, and then Devontae Smith goes to a 100-yard game. Maybe not. I don't think Devontae dropped 100, but he definitely took the workload.
He got more involved in that Monday night game.
Before we move on, what did you think about the Monday night doubleheader?
I personally don't like it.
Really?
I think Monday night should just go back to just one game.
Is there more
Doubleheaders?
Yeah.
I don't think so, off the top of my mind. But it's just before we move on to the next game, let me just say a little bit about the Bills and Titans.
Yeah, go for it.
Derrick Henry, man, I don't know if he's still lingering from the injury last year, but man, that guy's getting stopped behind the line, and he normally powers through runs like that.
So here's the way I see it. One, Taylor Lewan got hurt. Out. Yeah. So that's huge. Taylor Lewan is one of the best tackles in the league. That's one. Two, AJ Brown is gone. So there's no deep threat now. Load the box with whatever you got. Two, Tannehill can't throw worth of shit. I've been saying this for years. So who's your best guy? Derrick Henry, and that's it. If you're a defensive coordinator, you got Titans coming up. No deep threat. Tannehill can't throw. You only have Derrick Henry. What are you going to do?
Stack the box.
Stack the box and probably blitz most of the time, right? And then I would tell my edge rushers, let the interior guys eat. Let the linebackers come in. I'll even bring a safety down because no one's throwing. It's not going to happen. Edge rushers, be content on the play action. So when he comes out, shoot it. And it's over with. It's just done right there. So
I just hope Vrabel doesn't get fired because he's not really working with a lot right now, to be honest.
No, Vrabel should not be fired. He's a lot better coach than to get fired because it's not his fault they went and traded fucking AJ Brown. It's not his fault Ryan Tannehill sucks. Malik Willis sucks. People are going to hate me for that. Oh, he's a rookie. Give him time. Fuck you. You can tell when a person sucks. Yeah, everyone wants to do the Peyton Manning threw 30 interceptions, whatever. Fuck you.
And then let me just finish up on the Bills real quick. I know they look dominant, but I wonder when defenses are going to start playing the two deep safeties against them, like what they did against Mahomes, and force the Bills to run.
I don't think you can.
Too many weapons?
Too many weapons. What are you going to do? You're going to go – I know Singletary ain't great, but when James Cook starts getting touches, he's going to pop off. Mid-season, 100%, James Cook takes over.
All right. Next game? Or you want to finish up?
No, that's pretty much it.
Let's go to Sunday night.
Sunday night. What was
Sunday
night?
We're going backwards.
Yeah, we're going back. Well, it don't matter. What was Sunday night?
Packers.
Packers. Right. I don't want to be a dick, but Bears fans, you guys kind of got a fluke win over the Niners. I know you guys didn't think that was going to carry on. You guys know your defense sucks. Offense ain't that good. You guys have a chance to fucking come back. I know you guys are down 2 scores. You QB sneaking out a gun? You go
QB draw. Horrible.
Quarterback power. You have Justin Fields that's athletic and strong. You were gashing interior run all night, that whole drive. You don't QB sneak under center. They go with a QB power. Dude, that's ridiculous. Even if you want to argue the call where he broke the plane, there wasn't that much evidence to fucking overturn it. His arm, the ball, you can't really see it. You guys set yourself up to fail. I said this in other videos. He said this in other videos. Justin Fields, get out of Chicago. They're going to waste your career. They suck. Roquan Smith needs to get himself out. Packers, they look good. Aaron Jones couldn't be stopped. A.J. Dillon with the short yards. Randall Cobb carried the offense. Lazard might have still been dealing with his injury because he sat a good amount. But Christian Watkins sucks. Well, he doesn't suck, but you can tell they're trying to get him more involved with the sweeps. The timing with the one where I forgot which one it was or what down it was, but where Christian Watkins went for the sweep, timing was off, center snapped the ball, hit him, fumble, took him to like 2nd and 20. Um, he's young. He definitely needs to get more reps. Uh, what else? That's it. If you want to take it away, go for it.
All right. I don't know what the fuck is up with these offensive coordinators when they're at the 1 yard line and they're running it off fucking gun. Getsy, they're both from Green Bay. Hackett was the offensive coordinator in LaFleur. Getsy was the QB coach. Stop running it off fucking gun when you're at the 1. If we learned anything from the Seahawks at the 1, stop running it off gun, okay? Run it under center. Power. QB sneak, fullback dive, anything. Stop running it out of fucking gun when you're at the fucking 1 yard line.
I feel like even under center, you have. I know you could call more plays out of gun, but I feel like under center, you have a better chance to scheme it in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? You could do a PA boot, sneak the fullback out to the fucking sideline, hit him with a dump off. You could have the same thing, fullback, and then have the tight end tail you in the back of the end zone. We've seen it forever. That's just one of the schemes. But I don't know, if you want to give yourself a shot to score, you have to go under center. You QB sneak it, fullback dive, David Montgomery straight up the gut. That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, Bears, you guys have like, what, 70 million dead money this year because you guys released some people.
Yeah.
I think they do next year when they have some cap money, but otherwise, if they don't do much, it's not looking pretty. And
It's
Packers, balanced offense. Aaron Jones popped off. Rodgers threw more to the vets this game. Well-balanced attack. They have a challenge next week playing against Brady and the Bucs. But
so
that's about it, I could say.
Do you want to touch on that Brady and the Bucs game, or?
We don't have to go in order. Let's go Saints and Bucs.
Saints and Bucs. So I wasn't able to catch too much of that game.
I watched that game.
I was paying attention to a lot of others. But again, just like check our TikTok, Instagram, check our YouTube video. Roy said it's always a fight, it's always a battle. What happened? Mike Evans got in a fight.
The shit out of Marshawn Lattimore.
He got suspended for 1 game. I don't know if Marshawn got suspended. I think no, because he was the recipient of the shove. But
he started everything, though, to be honest. But they always get the guy that retaliates.
Come on, it's always the retaliation. Dude, they're always a good game. I was hoping the Saints would have snuck it out, but Jameis didn't play too hot. I believe he had 1 touchdown.
Forced it a lot.
Yeah, but that's what Jameis is. That's what Jameis always was. 30 for 30 season tells you a lot.
Remember what we said about earlier? Jameis needs to find that balance of when to check it down and when to force it.
Another thing that's fucking him up is not having Kamara.
That's true. Kamara was out that game.
Kamara, if he was in, I believe he gets the checkdowns a little better. He needs Olave to come along as well.
I think he overthrew Olave a couple times. I can't really say Olave was to blame for that, but he did overthrow Olave a couple times.
Yeah.
But Ryan Suckup, man, scoring more points for the Bucs than scoring the same amount of points for the Bucs.
Sometimes that's what you need. You need fucking field goals. And we've seen it with the Niners a couple of times. The 1 game against Tennessee. Then back with Phil Dawson with Jim Harbaugh against the Packers. Another time, I mean, we could go, list goes on and on. Sometimes you just need, if you can't score, take it to special teams. You know what I'm saying? Just get points. Don't force it. Don't turn over. And again, to the Vikings, Don't force it. Don't turn over. Take the fucking threes. If they took the amount of threes that they were in the red zone, they would have been down by a touchdown.
So, I mean, Dennis Allen frustrated Brady, and it wasn't until after that fight that's when the Bucs kind of gained the momentum. And then, come on, you're out. Mike Evans gets ejected. No Julio, no Godwin, and you still lose because Brady threw it to Brashon Perriman.
Brashon Perriman, Scotty Miller.
Like I know you guys lost Lattimore, but your defense should still be good. And it's like right after that whole fight, like the Bucs had all the momentum.
They lost Lattimore. You're also forgetting they got rid of Gardner Johnson to the Eagles. But they do have Tyron. So, and the Saints defense ain't no slouch. But when it comes down to Tom, I think they had him 4-0 in the regular season, and then one loss in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty solid record. And I believe it was last year, the Saints won 9-0. I think it was in Tampa Bay.
It was in Tampa.
So the defense has always been there, but Brady escaped one this time.
I think the refs had a little bit to do with it. Some of those calls were a little tic-tacky. That's just me, though. That's just my opinion.
I wasn't able to watch it. I was on Red Zone watching literally every game. Let's talk about KC and the Chargers.
Thursday night?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Herbert's ribs.
Hey, Herbert's a fucking beast. You get decked in the ribs, and then you couldn't run for that 3rd and 1. And then what you do on 4th and 1, you go for the bomb through a dart, got the touchdown or fucked up rib. You got respect, man.
Mike Williams was tearing up the Chiefs.
Until the second half.
Yeah.
Chiefs were like, fuck everybody else. Everybody else. Lock down Mike Williams.
Yeah, because Mike Williams was literally had like 90 yards in the first half.
Derwin James.
Dude, Derwin James.
Pile driver on Kelsey.
That was hilarious. But
with my Jim Ross commentary.
And fucking but what's funny was the Kelsey brothers were talking about Derwin on their podcast, saying how he's a good safety, this, that, and then boom, he gets fucking pile driven. Herbert got his ribs. I don't know I think it's broken cartilage or cracked cartilage or something like that. It's not a real broken rib, so he's lucky about that.
He's day-to-day so far.
But do you think he trusts a rib injection the way Tyrod did and then get his lung punctured?
Nah, just get some painkillers. Don't get no epidurals or no pain injections. Just get some painkillers.
Some painkillers and some ice.
Whatever Santana Moss took on that broken ankle.
Huh.
Henny.
Dude, it's fucking ridiculous. Eckler seems a little less of a factor than I expected.
I know, man. Like, he had, like, I mean, he didn't get one. I don't think did he get 1K last year? But I know he had like 20 touchdowns overall.
He had 20 touchdowns. I think he was tied with Jonathan Taylor or something like that. But he hasn't scored once yet.
Who do Chargers play week 3?
Ooh, let me find out for you.
Let me get my notes. Jags.
Do you think against the Jags they sit Herbert and let Chase Daniels, right? You think they let Chase Daniels take the fucking reins for 1 week?
I don't know, because like Casey's leading the division right now, and you kind of need every game you could get, even though it's only been 2 games so far.
Yeah, but I gotta be honest with you, the way the season's been going, and I know we talked very highly of the AFC West. The Broncos are awful. The Raiders suck. So, do they really have to win every single game?
Yeah, I see your point, but it's just like Herbert. Like after the Thursday night game, you'll have like 10 days of rest. You'll have 10 days till your next game. Like, yeah, an additional 7 would be good, but the greedy part of me, because I have him for fantasy as my quarterback, is tell me he wants to play because I don't want to start Jameis. But in terms of just overall, like, it would be wise to probably let him get a little bit more rest against the Jags. But we'll just see from there.
I think if I'm the Chargers, I probably let Herbert rest. And this comes from a guy that has him as quarterback on fantasy. Let him rest. Let Chase Daniels take the reins for a week. He's got weapons. Keenan Allen might be back by then. He could force feed Eckler this week. Force feed Joshua Kelly. Just run it. I know the Jags look good, kinda, but I think you just gotta let Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack terrorize Lawrence.
Derwin James.
Exactly. Let Tranquil blitz. Let Asante lock up Kirk. That's gonna be easy. Let Herbert rest. Get that easy win. Get out, and then maybe next week play him. That's what I would do.
Fair enough.
Uh,
Chiefs.
Chiefs defense sucks. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they're still gonna get gashed in the run.
Yeah, they're gonna get gashed in the run. They look like they missed Tyron desperately.
Offense.
Offense, even without Tyreek Hill, they still look dynamic. Andy Reid's calling plays that's getting everybody open. Shovel passes in the end zone. Kelsey's gonna eat. Hardman's, another Miami type thing where a track meet. Hardman's fast. Um, Sky Moore's quick. Juju, he's pretty non-existent right now.
Juju's been non-existent the first 2 games.
Yeah,
It's been everyone knows Kelsey's gonna be number one
yeah.
regardless.
And it's funny because all the years he's been number one, and he's still so dominant. Even though he's getting a linebacker and a corner, or a linebacker and a safety, it kind of they need the only way they could get played is like the way New England and KC played a long time ago with Alex Smith, where it was a season opener, and they put Eric Berry on Gronk, and they just singled him the entire game. That's the only way might be able to stop Kelsey, but you really need like an Eric Berry to do that. You can't just have some bum because Kelsey was shredded.
One last thing about
KC.
I noticed when Chris Jones was going against Zion Johnson, the right guard from the Chargers, he wasn't doing squat shit. And then they moved him to the other side against the left guard. That's when he started doing damage.
Yeah.
I wish you could be interchangeable with like guards like that. I was like, hey, you're moving to the left. Fuck that. I'm moving to that side too.
Sometimes you can.
Sometimes, but because
we've seen it with, it's pretty hard. We've seen it with he's not a guard, but we've seen it with Penny Sewell.
Yeah, because he could go right or left tackle
against Bosa. Remember last year? So sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't, because you get so used to sitting in that stance, kicking right or kicking left. You know what I'm saying? But that was a hell of a game. I enjoyed it.
Down to the wire. Arlo did cover.
That was so annoying. I should have just took the 4. So we touched on Bills, we touched on Eagles, we touched on Vikings, Chiefs, we touched on Chargers, we touched on Tampa, we touched on Saints.
Did the Packers and Bears already?
We did Packers, Bears, we did Miami and Baltimore.
Can I talk about Cowboys and Cincy real quick?
And then let's cover Browns and Jets afterwards.
All right. Bengals, Super Bowl hangover. You invested like $70 million in your offensive line to protect Burrow. Yet Burrow's on pace to get sacked more than he did the year he went to the Super Bowl. And you lost to a backup quarterback.
Yeah. I don't know what that's about, honestly. I I couldn't catch too much of that game either. Again, because I was on red zone, and they weren't in the red zone that much, so they don't really show you unless you are. But it seems like Super Bowl hangover is really real right now. They can't really move the ball. Um, dude, unless Mike McCarthy's defense is a lot better than we're giving him credit for, I don't think that's the case because Joe Burrow, even though they had a chance to win against the Steelers, he started that game off slow. I think 2 or 3 interceptions again. Minka Fitzpatrick had like 20 fantasy points because of that. I don't know. I think they gotta take last year, burn it, get back to running the ball, chew clock. You don't need 100 deep bombs just because you have Jamar Chase. You have the weapons. You got the defense. Just play small ball until you guys get your rhythm back. Dink and dunk, run, screen. Let the deep field and the deep bombs come to you. Shrink it down. Let it come to you. Get the rhythm, and then you can start going like last year. Fucking 3 touchdowns to Jamar and all that shit. Because Jamar is still elite. You know, it's just that offensive line just looks worse than last year.
He did that to Minka. I think losing Uzama was kind of, I wouldn't want to say it's a big deal, but wasn't Uzama part of the short game, like with the sticks?
He was, and I'm not gonna lie, that was a loss that I didn't think was gonna affect them, but it might be because Hayden Hurst ain't that good. You know, he was a bust for the Ravens, and
Like,
then he was a bust for the Ravens. Was Hayden Hurst a Falcon?
He was a Falcon, and then he was Ravens.
No, it was drafted as a Raven. Then I think he went to the Falcons, and now he's a Bengal.
And then Cincy.
Yeah, Uzama had some clutch third downs, third and shorts, just run straight, turn around, you know, type shit. But I don't know if that's really it because it's more of the offensive line. Joe Burrow's been in the dirt a lot. And I think today Joe Burrow deleted his socials.
It's so weird because his line on paper is better this year than it was last year, but he's still getting like
some good.
Nah, he's just like, I couldn't think of what I was gonna say, but he's still getting hit like badly.
Sometimes on paper don't help.
You need that cohesiveness.
Yeah, sometimes on paper just it's bullshit. Because like look at the Vikings. On paper, their offense is amazing, like Hall of Fame offense. They can't do anything. Unless you're talking about week 1, but fucking it's week 1.
Cowboys, y'all got a win against, that's all I can say, with a backup QB.
You guys snuck a win. Yeah, I don't know. Mike McCarthy definitely. Who's their offensive coordinator? Kellen Moore, right?
It's still Kellen Moore.
I don't know if that's really McCarthy or Kellen Moore just actually knowing what to do.
I probably say it's Kellen Moore because I think like with Jag, like it's a backup QB. That's why. So I think. Yeah.
I think it was a better scheme for Kellen Moore because if Mike McCarthy had his way, he'd run 4 verticals all day,
and not even run the ball at all.
Right.
And if anything, got some touches too.
Yeah. So that's that. Let's go on to what game did I want to cover?
Browns and Jets.
Browns, go fuck yourselves. I'm happy. Joe Flacco looked like he was 2012 Baltimore Ravens. Joe Flacco.
I don't even want to think about that shit.
I don't care. The man is top 3 in passing yards right now. He rejuvenated the argument from 2012. Is Joe Flacco elite? Yes. Fuck you, Cleveland. The man beat you. That onside kick,
beautiful,
made my day.
That was just fucking beautiful. You're down. Jets were down 13 with like a minute 57, and they came back to win it.
Skipped it straight to the sideline. Perfect. Flacco's elite. Browns, go fuck yourselves. Even though I have Nick Chubb and he put me up 3 touchdowns, fuck yous.
You want anything else to say about that game?
No, that was good enough. I'm happy.
All right, let's go Steelers and Pats real quick. So Steelers are first in the AFC North right now, but I'm hearing talk that people want to bench Trubisky
Oh,
or Pickett.
fans were chanting, Kenny.
But you're 1-1. You're leading the division right now. I think Mitch still has some leeway. I know he didn't have the greatest game, but I don't think you pull him until you start losing 4 games. Or
here's the thing. So I believe the Steelers are 0-4 without TJ Watt.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So there's that. The other thing is Mitchell right now is the best quarterback on that roster. Obviously, fans, just like with our fans, they want the young guy. They don't want Mitchell. They've seen what he could do in Chicago. They're over it. But against this, against the Bengals, Trubisky looked good, and that was a better defense than the Patriots. But since you got a better head coach, Bill Belichick, his son, the defensive coordinator, and the offense is, kind of a little odd. But it goes from, there's 3 people. It goes run coordinator, I think Matt Patricia, and then Bill. So it's something like that. But Bill, you can't really get too mad on Mitchell about that because Bill is Bill. Give him another week, see what he could do. Because look, Najee Harris was quiet all game until the 4th quarter. Deontay Johnson was quiet. Pickens was quiet until a couple of sideline catches to get him in field goal range. The defense is still good, but Ahkello Witherspoon got mossed by Jacoby Myers. We've seen Ahkello get burned a lot in San Francisco. So yeah, exactly. See, so maybe a lucky touchdown, sure. But give Mitch one more week. Don't
I say
bench
2.
him yet.
Give it a couple of weeks.
I would say 3 really.
Yeah.
But fans when they riot, they get what they want.
Yeah, but I know they're frustrated because he's being conservative, but you guys are 1-1 right now. You're leading the division. Like, don't worry about it until you start like fucking it up.
And you got to understand, you're conservative, but you don't have Big Ben anymore.
Not Big Ben in his prime.
Exactly. So even last year, I understand Ben was washed up. He was old.
Shitty
O-line. But give Trubisky another week or 2. Let him really come in because Mike Tomlin's going to have a winning record. Even though I predicted him having a losing record, that defense is elite. Let them figure out what they have to. Let TJ come back from the pectoral injury and just take it easy with Mitch. He'll either come along or he won't. You guys have 3 quarterbacks, all really the same tier anyway. If anything, Mitchell's actually the better one. But pump the brakes with Kenny. Let Mitch do what he's got to do. And then worst case scenario, just swap them. They're the same fucking quarterback anyway.
All right, I'll go into 2 games before we go to the Niners.
Go for
it. First game, let's go to Denver and Houston. I don't know what the fuck was with that 3rd and 1, and you did the little fullback option play. That was some stupid ass shit. And then after that, you guys took a delayed game and had to punt it when you kick off for a 4th. Russell with 50% completion. I do not know what the fuck is going on in Mile High right now.
So I want to touch on the delay game. Even if they didn't go for it on 4th down, call timeout, take your field goal. Brandon McManus has been money all game. Just do it. He's been money his whole career, really. Dude, Hackett needs to get cut. He needs to get fired.
It's just horrible play calling. Like, 2 weeks. Like this is gonna be a season thing, and like the delayed game issues. Come on, Houston, you guys are in a good spot. I trust Nick Caserio. Davis Mills is the forgetting quarterbacks in that draft.
Lovie Smith put a pretty nice defense together. I got to be honest. They, week 1, I was shocked. Even though Jonathan Taylor put up some good yards, they were blowing them out until they came back. That was because of Jonathan Taylor. Week 2, held Russell down. For a while, he was like 6 for 20 or some shit like that. So I like Houston's defense. Davis Mills, he's not gonna wow you, but he'll game manage pretty well.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. I think give Houston another year or 2 to put a team together.
They'll be on the uprise again. Just give them a shot.
And with Davis Mills. So shit, Davis Mills surprised the fuck out of me. He has a nice fucking ball. He's thrown some nice ones these last 2 weeks. And at the end of last season as well.
Anything else want to touch up on that game?
I think if Broncos want to be contender in the division, let alone the conference, you need to cut Hackett soon. Get rid of him or let Russell take over, because you guys have an offense, Sutton, Judy. The tight ends are a little iffy because you lost Noah Fant to the trade for Russell. But you got Russell, you got Melvin, you got Javonte. You have an okay defense now that Justin Simmons is hurt. I think Patrick Surtain is hurt now. I know Jerry Jeudy got hurt last game. But the clock management's been terrible. You guys would need 2 weeks in a row. You guys are down 2 possessions, and you guys are milking the clock in fourth quarter. Ridiculous. You guys, escape with the win, but you honestly should have won. For the amount of talent you have versus Houston, you guys shouldn't have won. You didn't deserve it.
Next game I want to go into.
Russ won that, but go ahead.
Colts and Jags.
Colts look terrible.
Colts are terrible. Fire Frank Wright right now. You give Brian Flores that kind of talent, he'll make them a playoff team. Fire Frank Wright right now. I don't want to hear it was Carson Wentz's fault last year. No, fuck that. Fire Frank Wright right now. You have a talented team on paper. You have a good GM in Chris Ballard, and y'all still fucking this shit up. Fire Frank Wright right now.
Again, on paper, great team. Matt Ryan, MVP. I know it was a while ago, but when his career is said and done, is most likely going to the Hall of Fame. He might not be a first ballot, but he'll get in there at one point. Jonathan Taylor, leading rusher last year. Young wide receivers that are good. Defense is solid. I know Leonard's been hurt, a little banged up, but defense is still solid. You got D-Book. Who's their corners? You know them better than I do.
Gilmore.
Yeah. You know them better than I do. They're your dark horse. Frank Wright needs to go. I think he's definitely wasting a playoff window that the Colts have this year. So if you want to touch on that, go for it.
Jags. I said what I have to say about the Colts. Y'all fucking disappoint me right now. I chose you as your sleeper, y'all. I chose y'all as my sleeper. Y'all fucking that shit up for me right now. Jags. I like the Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson pairing. I think that's a good coach for him.
Yep. He's getting a good mixture of James Robinson, ETN. Christian Kirk is earning his money right now, huh?
Let's talk the breaks there a little bit.
Hey, listen, I think he had 2 touchdowns last game, didn't he?
He did, but I want to see more consistency out of that before we start crowding this down.
So far, in these 2 weeks, it's been consistent. So you've seen consistency, just not a season's worth. You've seen 2 weeks worth.
My only take on that: make James Robinson the number 1 back. ETN's just, I don't want to say he's a bust, but he's not wowing anyone right now.
You gotta let him work. You gotta let him get used to it. Fucking dude, I dropped James Robinson like an idiot. I forgot why. So what game is left? Just the Niners?
Niners. Let me talk about Giants and Panthers real quick. Giants fans, I owe y'all a fucking apology. I had you guys picking number 1 in the draft next year, and right now you guys are leading the NFC East, I think, because you're all 2-0. No,
well, Eagles
no,
are 2-0.
Eagles.
Eagles are 2-0.
But Giants 2-0. I thought I like Dable as a hire, but I didn't think he could do much with Daniel Jones.
You might be right because Giants beat Washington, so that's a division game.
Yeah.
So same thing like Miami and New England. So they might be number 1 right now. You got a phone call?
They actually might be number 1. Let me think about it. Let's take a look.
While he looks that up, I want to touch on something. Baker, bro, I had a massive rant about you when you were in Cleveland. I know you're playing, you're trying your best right now, but you're really disappointing me.
No, you're wrong, Arlo. Eagles are first because Giants didn't play Washington. They played Panthers and they played Titans week 1.
So who played Washington last week or just now? Oh, Lions.
Lions got their first win.
I'm sorry.
We'll go into that next.
That's my fault. Okay, so Eagles are winning the division. Baker, you step your shit up, bro. I know it's not just you, it's the whole team, but come on. I got a lot of put my fucking, rep out for you, boy.
He stuck his rep out for you, man.
Yeah, sticking my neck out for you. Let's go to what game did you just say?
Washington and Lions.
Washington and Lions. I like the Lions. Dan Campbell's doing something with that defense. Armand St. Brown. He's looking good with Jared Goff.
He popped off last week. He popped off on Sunday. He's looking good right now.
He is. I like the Lions. Hey,
Dan Campbell, just get 2 more wins. And you already beat last year for sure. Just get 3 more wins.
I'm enjoying watching them. They're really grinding the football game out. Like we said, he's a grinder. DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams.
Good 1-2 punch.
Great 1-2 punch.
Got DJ
Chark, Armand, Hawkinson.
Hutch had a good game too, I think.
Yeah, I think he got 1 or 2 sacks.
I think he had 2 sacks.
Yeah. So you guys are doing your thing. I hope you guys win at least 7-8 games. I'm all rooting for you guys. Fucking Lions. Let's go.
Washington. You're doing well.
Yeah, you guys are all right. The main thing I'll say about them is Jahan Dotson is coming along nice.
Popping off.
Great waiver wire by this guy. So Jahan Dotson looks good. Curtis Samuel looks good. They got
Terry will get his.
They have 3 really good wide receivers. Jahan, Terry, Curtis Samuels. I forget who's their tight end.
Logan Thomas.
Is it Logan Thomas? And then they have J.D. McKissick and then Antonio Gibson. So solid team. Defense is a little weaker than expected, but if they could play well, if Washington makes the playoffs, that proves Frank Reich needs to be fired.
Exactly. I just don't think they can with how Giants are playing right now and Eagles, and everyone's always going to be on the Cowboys, no matter how much this is.
Saquon isn't looking too bad. He's proven a lot of people wrong. He's staying healthy. He's getting some big runs. He's still a little inconsistent on the short yardage, even though he got the game winner against Tennessee. But he's getting his big runs. He's doing his thing. He's staying healthy. Hopefully he could have a good season, because if he gets hurt, this is probably his last year in New York.
All right. We still have to talk about – we're not going to talk about Falcons and Rams because there's nothing to talk about that. We saw Raiders and Cardinals, the Niners, and I think that's about it.
Raiders and Cardinals. Raiders choked. Hunter Renfro fumbled, sealed the game. Kyler led a solid comeback. I'll give him that. AJ Green was doing pretty decent in the red zone. Uh, Other than that, nothing really to talk about. Devontae Adams was a dud. Uh, what else is there? So there's that game. What was the other game?
Last but not least, Niners. Because we're not going to talk about Falcons and Rams.
I wish you guys choked. I wish the Falcons came back and won.
I mean, Rams were up 28-3, and then Falcons started coming back, and it's just like, nope, Jalen Ramsey.
They almost broke the curse.
Almost.
And did you see where Jalen Ramsey was yelling at the camera saying, "I'm him"?
I'm that guy. I'm him. Bro, you beat the Falcons. Where was this against Diggs, bro?
Where was this against Diggs when he dropped 140 on you in the deep ball and threw 2 touchdowns?
Easy to talk. It's easy to talk to be tough when you're up.
Yeah, so shut up. Yeah, shut up, Jalen. I'll clamp you, Jalen. All right, 49ers, Seattle.
Hey, our Super Bowl odds have just went up with Trey Lance out for the year. It's unfortunate to see that, man. It's unfortunate to see him get hurt because you don't want to see anyone, your favorite team, get hurt. But
well, you don't really want to see any player get hurt.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I projected him to get benched week 5, 4 max because he's not that good as a thrower. You know, a lot of the fans right now are calling for Kyle's head because they think he got Trey hurt because of all the QB powers and read options. You guys got to understand the game plan and playbook for Trey shrunk because he wasn't developed as a passer yet. I'm trying to say this nicely as possible without saying he sucks. He wasn't really developed as a passer. He hasn't learned the complete playbook yet. He's young. He's 22. Give him that excuse, whatever. He hasn't played that much college football. Fine, I'll give him that excuse.
6 years, high school and college, only 21 career games.
I mean, look, the 49ers shouldn't have drafted him at number 3. That's their fault. It's not Trey's fault. It's not Trey's fault that the fans want Kyle fired. It's not Trey's fault that the fans wanted to move on from Jimmy. What is his fault is that he hasn't learned the playbook and that he doesn't know how to fucking slide or take a hit. So for people to, I mean, and then you look at the rest of the game, Jimmy comes in, immediately throws the ball downfield, touchdown. QB sneak, touchdown. Juice, touchdown. As for Trey, with 3 drives, we only finished with a field goal and a broken ankle. So you could go in on it.
All right. That whole first Trey Lance drive, jet sweep, runs, QB power, option runs. Only one passing play, which was a stick route to Ayuk. Yep. And then we get stopped on the 3, and Kyle takes the 3 points. Okay. Trey gets hurt. Jimmy comes in. He throws the open touchdown to Dwelly. He looked good. Jimmy looked good. Had some throw. Looks healthy. Don't want to jinx it. And then there was a 4th and 8. We are out of field goal range. Kyle decides to go for it. I love it. Love the aggressiveness. Even though we didn't score or we didn't complete a pass, he went for a deep ball to Ayuk for the touchdown. Back shoulder. Didn't get it. Okay, I love the aggressiveness. But that says a lot right there already when you go on a 4th and 8 with Jimmy, but you didn't go on 4th and goal with Trey at the 3 and you took a field goal. I get getting the points first and everything, but like Arlo said in the last video, it's obvious that Kyle had a baby playbook for Trey Lance.
You could see it on the sideline with his fucking. You know, he has when Jimmy's quarterback, his play chart's this big. It's basically a whole no. Oh, it's this big. With Trey, it's this big. You know, just one. So, I mean, if you look at with the Bears again, rain, whatever, and then you look at this game in the red zone. With Trey, we're not good in the red zone. We're good enough to get there because the field's bigger. You could call more, but when the red zone shrinks and the field, when we're in the red zone, the field shrinks and there's less plays to be called on a 4th and 1, 4th and goal to go, it's a field goal. With Jimmy, we're going for 4th and 8s, like you said. So, and then with the pass to Ayuk on the sideline, where it was a deep bomb, that was a beautiful pass. But Ayuk
that was a great ball. Like that was back shoulder, try to get it where he can get it, but DB had good coverage on it.
Oh, not on that one. I'm talking on the sideline when Ayuk just dropped it.
Oh, that was it. That wasn't the PI one, was it?
No, when he laid out for it.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy saw PI, threw it straight there, got the call. You know, so Jimmy is more seasoned. He knows how to play. He's played more in college. He played with New England. He's been with us. So he knows more. He knows the playbook. The only thing that I could really knock Trey for is that he doesn't know how to slide. He can't really throw. And he didn't learn the playbook as fast as he needed. But for fans to be like, fire Kyle, and I've seen it in the comments, I could probably find a bunch of them and put them up, but it'll be a waste of my time because there'll be too many. They want Kyle fired because they think he broke Lance's ankle. It's not true. Lance broke Lance's ankle. If he knew how to throw, he would have
Kyle would have to call these
he wouldn't have to call these dumbass plays. And people are comparing him. Oh, you can't do this. He's not Lamar Jackson. Blah blah blah. Well, to be honest with you, we know he's not Lamar, but it's not like Trey could throw. Everyone made fun of Lamar for being a running back. Trey is more of a running back than Lamar is. Lamar could throw. Trey can't. Lamar took 3 years worth of hits in Louisville. Trey played 1 year. He has 1 year of college football in D2. It don't fucking matter. You know, you guys want to get mad at Kyle. It's Trey's fault. I can even go back to one post on Trey's Instagram. I literally commented, learn how to slide feet first because you're going to get killed. Broken ankle.
Also, shoot, I forgot what I was about to say, but okay, I remember. I wish most of you fans gave Alex Smith this much support as you gave Trey Lance. Like, say one about Jimmy, like he's a noodle arm quarterback, like he overthrows stuff. Hey, we win with that guy. And before you say QB wins is a team stat, how come Trey is 1 and 2 with the last year and this year?
It's because he's a rookie. He's young, blah, blah, blah. Jimmy came in and won 5 in a row and didn't know anything.
Even after the halftime interview and Christina Pink was interviewing Kyle Shanahan after halftime, they literally had to scrap 3/4 of the play call sheet of the plays because it was all tailored for Trey. So everything that was on that play call was probably the QB option runs, anything for pistol, like the play action passes.
And here's another thing that I want to touch on that people probably don't understand. That game plan you saw versus Seattle, Kyle didn't open up the playbook randomly in the game for Jimmy. He called the same game plan that was for Trey. You don't switch a game plan. You set your plays on your sheet and you go in. That's why his fucking thing was this big instead of this big. His play call sheet.
They literally had to scrap a lot of plays.
He shrunk it. you could look. He shrunk the play call. The play call sheet went from a menu
to like half a sheet, like literally like this big.
to this big. So if you don't understand that, then that's your fucking fault. You're just stubborn. The same game plan that was written for Trey was the same game plan that Jimmy had. He went in, used Trey's game plan, and scored. Trey couldn't. So that says a lot. A tailor-made game plan for Trey that Trey couldn't use. Jimmy goes in, scrap all the QB runs, keep the run plays for their halfbacks, Debo, and play action and passes. That's what he used. So not only he scrapped 3/4 of the playbook for Trey, but now that game plan, a quarter of that got scrapped for Jimmy because he's not going to QB rush it. He's not going to do quarterback draws. So Jimmy played with a quarter of what he's used to. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Pun intended, yeah. I got you, but that was a quarter. Get it?
Yeah. So, dude, it's so dumb.
Like fans were mad at Kyle, but like here's the only thing I could fault Kyle for was taking a QB that was that raw. Like as an offensive coordinator, you're not gonna call plays that push your quarterback, that showcases your quarterback's weakness. You're gonna try to tailor make the game plan to his strengths.
Do you believe
we know Jimmy can't throw deep, so Kyle doesn't call for deep passes. He'll mostly call for the slants, the digs, the intermediate routes, drift, swirls, whatever and then get yak.
Okay, so I want to ask you this. It wasn't a tidal wave like Chicago, but it was raining in Levi's for the first half. How come it didn't really affect Jimmy?
And Jimmy played in the monsoon last year against the Colts, so.
And he also played in the. Sorry about that. I got a phone call. He also played in that tidal wave in Washington when we went to the Super Bowl 2019.
We didn't score much that game, but we still won.
Yeah, and we lost to the Colts, but in that monsoon, it was Jimmy's fault that we lost.
But he still threw for 2 touchdowns, though, I think.
Right, but it was Jimmy's fault because we lost.
It was Jimmy's fault, but he still threw for touchdowns.
No, but you see my point here? Jimmy gets the blame.
Trey doesn't.
So it's whatever. But
it's whatever, but at this rate.
There was a report. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Let me get
go finish it up.
And there's a report that there are coaches and teammates that stay unnamed that feel more confident with Jimmy at quarterback now. Our Vegas odds to winning the Super Bowl went up.
Went up after Trey got hurt, and that's unfortunate. Like I said, but like when Jimmy got a sneak touchdown, and the whole team was just like rallying around him, like tapping his helmet, and you could see him smiling on that. That says a lot right there, man. Like this team is more confident in Jimmy as its leader than Trey is. Like you could say all the political answers, the hush stuff that Trey's our guy, will step up for him, but that when he got that QB sneak touchdown, and the whole team was just like all surrounding him and all that. That said you can't bullshit actions.
No, that was real feelings. And, obviously they feel bad for Trey because he's a kid and he's his teammate. And I'm sure they're all friends. But, no, like I said last video, when you have a Super Bowl window, when you have cap salary getting affected, when you have people getting older, people getting hurt, maybe people losing the love for the game, it happens. You have a Super Bowl window, and ours is closing every year from 2019 to now. When you have people that are looking around the quarterback room, looking around the locker room, practice field, we got a guy that could win right now or a guy that we need to develop. Sadly, the guy got hurt, Trey, but Jimmy was going to take over week 4, week 5 anyway. Might as well save us some losses and go.
And it's like, and let's not forget, like, Jimmy was not taking any practice reps with the ones, like
None.
no preseason looks. Like even when before he restructured the contract, he was literally on the other field, like just working on himself, like by himself,
Yep.
like. And
So,
to come in and like while the stat line wasn't like outrageous, like 150 something, throwing touchdown, no picks, one rushing touchdown,
yeah.
maybe just above 66% completion rate. Like, hey, I don't care. Just great. As long as we win games, that's all that matters to me. I don't care if it's Jimmy or Trey. If we win games, that's all I care about. Yeah, Trey still. It's unfortunate Trey got hurt, and like he's still very raw with his mechanics when it comes to throwing the ball. But I like Jimmy. Like,
honestly,
I know Arlo didn't like Jimmy when the trade first happened, but we win games with Jimmy. Like, it is what it is.
I forget his overall win record, but I think it's like 30 for like 10 or some shit, something like that.
Maybe after this, if we're not including playoffs, we're probably looking at after the Seahawks win, like either 32 or 33 wins and like 14 losses.
Yeah, it's something like that. I just pulled the number off the top of my head, but it was close.
Yeah,
dude. Honestly, fans are too spoiled. They want what they want. They don't think about the actual organization. They don't actually think about the team. They want Trey to come out and be like the next McNabb or someone like 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like, that's not going to happen. He is too raw. You know, like you said, it took Josh Allen 2 years, 3 years to get where he's at. 49er fans think he's going to come out and do that now. And when he doesn't do that, he's got an excuse because he's a rookie. And he had training wheels on him. This, blah, 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 blah. So just fucking deal with it now. Dude's ankle's broken. Look forward to next season. But here's the problem now. This is Jimmy's last year under contract.
Well, he has a career year this year.
Right. Well, I think regardless, career or not, he's going to be a free agent next year.
So let's say, for example, Jimmy. So the 2 full years Jimmy has been a starter, he threw for almost 4,000 yards. Well, I don't think he's going to throw for over 4,000 yards because we are a run-first team. What happens if Jimmy just cuts down the interception rates and he throws like 23-9 or 8?
Well, here's the thing. Even if he doesn't cut down on anything, we're an NFC championship caliber team regardless. So, like 2 full years as a starter, what has he done? NFC championship and Super Bowl. So if he doesn't fix anything, we're NFC championship caliber regardless. That being said, if he drops the INTs, has a solid year, maybe 3,500 yards, maybe 25 touchdowns, like you said, 9 interceptions, that's deep playoffs. We know what Kyle could do with the run game, so that's not even a question. You seen what Debo did. The man should have been a 5-yard loss to a 50-yard gain on a fucking.
He juked the fuck out of that one guy.
He juked out 3 Seattle defenders. So, dude, 49er fans got to realize, just let this year go. Trey's hurt. Stop crying about trying to get Kyle fired. It's not going to happen. And then next year, when Jimmy's gone, wherever he decides to go, because he'll be a free agent, it's Trey's team. If Trey is serious about this shit, which I'm pretty sure he is, while he's hurt and he's out for the year, get in that playbook. Study it. Get the whole playbook for yourself.
Rehab, work in the offseason, work with Tom House, work on more of your mechanics.
Exactly. So you got a whole season to study. You got a whole season to watch film.
No more fucking strippers. Don't overthrowing $1 bills.
That was funny. Mark said he overthrew the stripper. But yeah, dude. We're gonna make playoffs now.
overall, it was a great game.
It
Like
was a good
Seattle
game.
literally had to pull out trick plays to even try. Like their only score came from a block field goal.
Hey, our secondary looks nice. Tufanga is coming out good. And when Jimmy Ward comes back with Tufanga, that's going to be serious.
I mean, like we already have like what 3 picks, I think, by the defense. Like
Yeah.
Huff has one. Mooney got
Tufanga
the
has
one. Mooney got one off that stupid ass Philly special bullshit, and
right.
then Gibson. Remember,
Gets
remember
off the
Huff,
tip. Off the
off the
tip. Yeah,
tip.
yeah. So what is that, 3 or 4?
I think that's 3.
Mooney.
Mooney,
I mean,
Huff,
Mooney,
Huff from game 1.
Huff. Didn't Huff get one last game or no?
He got one against the Bears.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he got one against the Hawks.
I don't think so, maybe. But he's everywhere. He reminds me of a mini Troy Polamalu. Is that racist? I don't know.
I don't think so, but he is playing well. I just hope. I love the way he's playing. Like PFF has him graded as one of the top safeties under Micah Fitzpatrick.
This shit's fucking funny.
but I just hope. I love it, but I just hope teams doesn't use his aggressiveness to put him out of position because say it's a play action and he tries to converge on the intermediate and then they get beat deep. It's whatevs. Like he's playing great. Can't really criticize him too much. And once Jimmy Ward comes back, we should be defense. The secondary should be all right, and then defense is doing the same shit as it always does.
Yes, sir. Do you want to get into Thursday night football projection?
Yeah, let's get into it. Steelers, Browns. I already got Steelers winning.
You got Steelers. I'm gonna take Steelers too because fuck Cleveland. So I have some. Well, it's about fucking betting. I don't know if you're.
Not just go into it. I'm not. You could go into it. I'm not gonna get into it because I'm not a gambling man.
So, for the Steelers versus the Browns, the Steelers are 4-0 against the spread. The last 4 versus the AFC North. Underdogs, they're 4-0 against the spread in the last 4 meetings. They're 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games versus the Browns. The under for the total has been 4-0 the last 4 versus the AFC North. For the Browns, they've been 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 home games. The under has been 6-1 in the last 7 Thursday night games. And the under has been 7-2 in the last 9 matchups in Cleveland. So it's looking like maybe Pittsburgh and under, statistically. So I hope Pittsburgh comes out, even though I have Chubb, I hope they shut down Chubb, destroy Cleveland. I hate them.
I think this is the one game, like, if Najee or Mitch can do some damage, it'd be this game. I know they got Denzel Ward. They got a decent secondary. It is what it is. Just maybe use this game to, like, shut up those people that want Mitch bench for Pickett.
Yeah. So, but again, they have a good team. Myles Garrett. I think Clowney is out. Denzel Ward, like you said. But Steelers, they got a good team. They got Hayward. They got Minka. They got Miles Jack. They got Bush. Mitch needs to come out swinging. So, we'll see. I'm looking forward. So far, for the bet, I'm thinking Pittsburgh and under. Let's see the lines. I'm gonna pull up the lines right now. Okay, Pittsburgh plus 4.5. Over and under 38.5. Ooh, that's low.
I think it'll be a low score. I don't think that's gonna go over. I'm not a betting man, but I don't think it's gonna go over 38.
I'm probably gonna go Pittsburgh plus 4.5, under 38.5, because of the statistics against the spread. But we'll see. Those are my picks. We got a good Thursday night matchup coming along. Should be low scoring. I don't see it going over. Yeah. You want to close us out?
That was episode 14 of the Pigskin Junkies. I'm your boy Roy. That's your boy Arlo. Go Niners. Sunday Night Football against Denver. Hope Jimmy throws the bomb the first play for the Niners drive. Touchdown.
We'll see you in the next episode, boys. Take care.
Deuces. Peace.
Peace.